There's no place to hide for criminals, especially when the men and women in blue take to the streets to serve justice. Law enforcement is currently out in Hillbrow conducting searches and roadblocks as part of Operation O Kae Molao in order to sift out criminal elements. Let's go there live to check on the progress made this evening. We'll be speaking to Gauteng Police Commissioner Elias Mawela. Thank you so much, Commissioner, for joining us this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about your operations in Hillbrow this evening, how things been going?
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and good evening to you and your viewers at home. Yes, today we decided to target Hillbrow. As we all know that Hillbrow is having its own known challenges, especially the drug trafficking, drug peddling. We have the problem of human trafficking. We also having the problem of those people who are occupying some other buildings illegally. So we decided to descend in this particular space. But before we conducted our roadblock, we had a phase one whereby the detectives here in Johannesburg, they went out to look for wanted suspects, and 199 suspects were already arrested on our phase one approach. The second phase, whereby we embark on this roadblock, we have arrested 15 people for drink and driving, and we have already arrested 20 people, 20 undocumented persons, whereby Home Affairs they've already confirmed that they don't have the relevant documentation to be in the country. We have recovered one stolen vehicle, positively identified stolen from Edenvale Policing Precinct, and 6 people already arrested for drinking in public. And as you can see now, the night is still very young. We are 2 hours in place. It means that when the night continues, we expect to arrest more people.
Commissioner, we know that Hillbrow is indeed a crime hotspot, as you indicated there. Are you specifically also looking for illegal weapons?
Yes, definitely. We are looking to all sorts of problematic areas in Hillbrow here. We have different teams which we have deployed in different spaces of Hillbrow. For example, you have Berea, you have Joubert Park, and the Hillbrow itself. So we have the teams led by the brigadiers. Some they also check the liquor outlets, whether they conform or comply with the Liquor Act, and they also visit some of the buildings which are occupied by people unlawfully so. There is also some other buildings whereby we have seen the emerging trend here in Hillbrow, whereby informal settlements are being established on the basement areas of some buildings. We'll also visit in those particular areas, and so that we check everybody who's in that particular space, whether is there anything illegal they are committing in that area. If not, then we'll leave them alone. But should we find anybody contravening the laws of the land, will be dealt with tonight.
We check in with your operation O Kae Molao regularly on Saturday evenings, and it's been ongoing for some time now. And we appreciate the work that you do on the ground to try and reduce the amount of crime that affects South African citizens. Can you give us an indication, though, because these efforts are only successful in the long run if successful prosecutions follow these arrests and these operations you conduct. Can you tell us a little bit more about that long-term impact?
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, it is true. Operation O Kae Molao is a long-term anti-crime campaign where we expect to push with it until 2025. It is not only the proactive leg which we are focusing on, but also the reactive leg, whereby we monitor the performance of the detectives, and then also to check all those cases which are generating, so that it sees its days before the court of law. But I'm happy to announce that, we have achieved a very good successes. Many people were sentenced to long-term in jail, those who were arrested during this campaign. On a weekly basis, especially on Thursdays, we publish the sentences which we have achieved. Just last week, 14 cases were finalized in court, whereby people were sentenced to more than 286 years behind bars. And then we have also achieved 2 life sentences. So we also monitor that so that, those who commit crime, they also go to jail so that they can pay for their sins.
Are you seeing a return to trust in the police force from members of the South African public? Because that trust was missing for a long time, and hopefully these operations are part of regaining the trust of South Africans.
Based on the research report which was released by the Human Rights Research Council, compiled by Dr. Roberts, we are a little bit concerned because it shows that since last year, the confidence level against the SAPS or the law enforcement agencies, it has dropped. And we are worried about that. We had a meeting with the doctor last week, Monday, whereby he took me through, me and my management, to say what is that which they found and what are the areas where the people are concerned and which community categories are more who are having a problem with us. We find that mostly are the young ones who have lost so much confidence in us. But we will redeem ourselves, we'll work very hard, because amongst the reasons which the doctor have briefed us about is that the communities, they were worried about the manner in which we have handled the July unrest. And that is one of the main contributing factors for the people to can lose confidence in us. But we are more than prepared to can win back the hearts and minds of the people of South Africa. But at the same time, we also tell ourselves that if we stop doing what we are doing right now, what will the situation of crime look like in the country? So we also measure our impact in terms of things will be horribly, horribly bad if we stop what we are doing. And we are encouraged by the feedback which we are getting from many community sectors, whereby they keep on telling us that please continue to do what we are doing. Some of us, we feel safe, and we are happy to see you on the street, you and your men and women in uniform. And then even those who are drinking and driving and those who are in possession of firearms in the street, they are worried because they don't know what to expect. Any corner of the street here in Gauteng, you can find a roadblock and you may be arrested. So we'll continue to do what we are doing. Moreover, majority of the people here, they are pleased with what we are doing, and they encourage us to continue to do that.
Well, thank you very much. We'll let you get back to that important work, and thanks for bringing us that live update from Operation O Kae Molao in Hillbrow, Gauteng. That was Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Elias Mawela.